Good morning, all of you. Now, as we are dealing with this structure of ocean floor, now today we are going to study about the relief of ocean floor. Okay, actually, relief means the different type of elevation in the sea. Okay, it means landforms are there, so that is related to the relief of ocean floor. Now, land submerged. Okay, the land which is inside the water, submerged below ocean water is called the ocean floor. Okay, so different types of landforms are there inside the ocean, so they are called as the ocean floor. The relief of ocean floor is decided upon by the depth of from the sea floor and the shape of the land there. Okay, so the relief of ocean is decided how much deep is there the land from the inside the sea. Now the average depth of the sea is around 3700 meters. Okay, so average, if they calculated the depth of the sea, how deep the sea are oceans are there. Okay, so it is observed that 3700 meter as an average. Okay, so the ocean bed is also uneven like the land on the continent. So the ocean bed is also, or that is not equal, or it is uneven like the land on the continents. As we are having the land, no, some are on means height on the top heights, and some are very low, so they are not same on the like the continent. The ocean floor, the relief uh, consists of all submerged landforms. Okay, now we can see here ocean floor, and these are the, if you can see, the different types of landforms are there. This is continent coast, continental shelf, continental slope, and this various are landforms are there. Okay, so now we will study this one by one. So relief consists of the all submerged landforms. The structure of the ocean floor differs from ocean to ocean. So these landforms are not the same everywhere. In means the oceans, we know that different oceans are there. So these landform are also varies from ocean to ocean. So we will look at the sequence of landforms and the details of major landforms on the ocean floor. As we go away from the coast, the structure of the ocean floor changes. So as we go away from the coast, for example, this is the coast of the sea. So as we go, so that goes away changing. Study the explanation below and figure 4.2. Okay, now we will see now first one, continental shelf. Okay, so where is continental shelf? This is continental shelf. So what is the that importance or the description of the continental shelf? The land near the coast and submerged under the sea is called continental shelf. So that is very near to the coast, and it is submerged, it is merged inside the sea, is called continental shelf. This is the shallowest part of the ocean bed. So it is not very deep, it is shallow. Okay, so this is one of the, or this is the only shallowest part of the ocean bed. It is also called submerged coastland. Okay, it is also, continental shelf is also called the submerged coastland. Its slope is gentle, its slope is not very deep. Now the extent of the continental shelf is not uniform everywhere. So if we go to that size of this is not uniform everywhere. Okay, it is narrow along the coast and some continents, while it is broad for hundred of kilometers at others. Its depth is up to 200 meters below the sea level. Okay, so it is deep is near about 200 meters. Then the continental shelf is very important from the point of view of humans. So the continental shelf is very important from as far as the human beings are concerned. Why, we'll see why, what is the reason. Extensive fishing grounds are found in the continental shelf. Okay, so the fishing, the occupation of fishing, as far as the occupation of fishing is concerned, the continental shelves are very good, or fishing grounds, they are, fishes are found there. As this part is shallow, it is not so very deep, so the sunlight reaches its bed. Okay, so sunlight can reach the last point of this bed. Okay, so that is the reason why this algae, plankton, these creatures like algae and plankton, etc. grow here. Okay, so this is good food for fishes. So as we know that because of this presence of food, what happens? The fishes come there. Okay, and then they are caught there. So natural gas, mineral oil, and various minerals can be obtained by mining the continental shelf. So as far as this natural gas and mineral oil and various minerals can be obtained by this from this continental shelf. For example, Mumbai High, located on the continental shelf of the Arabian Sea, it is the source from where we obtain mineral oil and natural gas. So this is the advantage of continental shelf, that we are getting these mineral oils. Then second one is continental slope. After the extent of continental shelf is over, means after the area of the continental shelf is over, the continental slope is starts. The slope of the bed becomes steeper and steeper, okay, deeper and deeper. This is called the continental slope. The depth of the slope is from 200 meter to 3600 meters. So we can see here also continental slope. See here, after the continental shelf, continental slope is there. Then the continental, in some places it is more, so depth is more. The continental slope is narrow, it is not very broad, it is narrow. Okay, the lower boundary of continental slope is considered to be the boundary of continents. So the lower boundary of continental slope is considered to be the boundary of continents. Then the next one is abyssal plains. So beyond the continent, after the, we can say that after the continental slope lie the abyssal plains, which are the flat part of the seabed. So they are flat. The abyssal plains consist of various submerged landforms like hills, plateaus, etc. Then next is the mountain ranges and plateaus. The hills and mountains found on the ocean bed are called submerged hills and mountains. So inside this sea also we are having this that mountains and the this submerged hills. These hills are hundreds of kilometers wide and thousands of kilometers long. So huge they are in their size, we can say the huge in hundreds of kilometers and thousands of kilometers. Peaks of some of the submerged hills come above the sea level. They are visible to us as marine islands. So we can see that the marine islands are there in this manner. Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean, one of the example of this marine island, that is Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean. Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal are examples. So Andaman and Nicobar are the example of these marine islands, and this belongs to us, India. This Andaman and Nicobar Islands are belong to us, India, our country. Okay. Then the summits of some marine islands are flat and extensive. Okay, they are called oceanic or submarine plateaus. For instance, Chagos Plateau in the Indian Ocean. So this is one of the example that the oceanic or submarine plateau, Chagos Plateau in the Indian Ocean. So today we will stop here. Thank you.